What is your greatest strength may seem like one of the easier job interview questions you'll be asked, but for many candidates it can be tricky. Either they're too modest in their response, or they don't highlight those strengths that most closely match the job requirements. Today we will teach you how to answer interview questions about your strengths, examples of the best answers, and what not to say when you respond.
So what is your greatest strength?
That sounds like an easy question, right? I answer, it's time management, and wait for the interviewer to move on to the next question. Except they don't. They just keep sitting there, as if expecting more from your answer. You freeze. What did I do wrong? I answered the question, didn't I?
Yes, you did, but not in the right way. There's a lot more to this simple interview question than it seems. The main reason interviewers ask this question is to identify whether your strengths align with the needs of the company and the job's responsibilities. The company wants to learn whether you are a good fit for the role you are interviewing for. The goal of the interviewer is to make a match between your resume and the skills needed to succeed in the job. Your response will help the employer decide whether or not you're the strongest application for this position. If you're applying for an accounting job, it's not helpful to highlight that your strength lies in event organization.
Here's a tip. When you're asked questions about your strengths, discuss attributes that will best qualify you for the specific job and set you apart from the other candidates. They want to know if you know your own strengths. They want to know if you're realistic. They want to know if your strengths are relevant for the job. While answering, the HR manager is going to expect examples from you. So to answer correctly, you need to convey the above 3 points in your answer and provide a real-life, relevant example of the strength in action.
You can prepare the question by, first, list your skills that match those the employer is seeking. This listing can include education or training, soft skills, hard skills, or past work experiences. Number 2, narrow down your list of skills to 3 to 5 particularly strong skills. Number 3, next to each skill, note an example of how you've applied the strength in the past.
Here's what a real-life example of that might look like. My biggest strength is that I can think on my feet and can work under a lot of pressure. As an event manager at Company X, we were organizing an IT conference that needed a number of last-minute changes due to a speaker cancelling because of an emergency and 2 of our volunteers not being able to show up. So we allocated more time to each speaker and added a QA section at the end of each speech. We also encouraged the present speakers to talk about their business and personal experience more in depth after they were done with their speech. As for being understaffed, one day before the conference, I reached out to my network and found 2 students who were willing to help out. I personally met them 2 hours before the conference and got them up to speed with everything we were doing for the day and gave them their tasks. In the end, everything went well without any other problems popping up.
Here's another example. My greatest strength is attention to detail. I've always been detail-oriented in my work, and it's something that I enjoy. I saw on your job description that this role involves a lot of detail-oriented work, which is one reason I applied. In my last job, I was frequently required to manage 8 to 10 client projects at a time, and often have 75 different tasks going on in those different projects. Being detail-oriented allowed me to deliver 100% of my projects on time to our clients. In fact, I finished 45 of my assigned projects ahead of schedule. The more specific your example is, the better.
Make sure you also give some background and context if necessary, and explain how and why you made the decisions. You want to make sure your example paints you in a positive light, but also so that you're not showing off. It's a good idea to think about your strengths and examples before you go to the interview.
So, sit down, list out what you think your top strengths are, and come up with relative examples. If you're applying for different type of positions, make sure that your strengths you're going to mention are relevant.
What not to say. This is not the time to be humble. While you don't want to exaggerate your strengths, You should be comfortable articulating what makes you an ideal candidate. On the other hand, you do not want to answer with a laundry list of vague strengths, and neither do you want to seem boastful or arrogant.
So let's wrap up. Before we say goodbye, let's quickly go through everything we've learned in this video. For each position you're applying for, think of your top 2 to 3 strengths that are going to help you excel. We recommend doing the thinking before you even go to the interview. When answering, mention that your top strengths are, provide examples on how you've used them in the past, and finally, describe the results you've gotten. Be super specific with your answers. Don't just say, I'm good at X. Really dive deep and give your interviewer a comprehensive answer.
Thank you very much for watching. We hope you found this video useful. Next time, we're talking about the other side of this question. What is your greatest weakness? If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment and subscribe and give us a thumbs up as well. Thank you very much.
Bye!